Hi, my name is Vince Ambrosia, and I'm the Associate Program Manager for Wildland Fire in the Applied Science Program at NASA headquarters. I'm in my 42nd year of working with NASA, and this will be my final year. I came out of grad school in November of 1980, and was involved in grad school in remote sensing, earth science studies, geophysical studies, and primarily working in the forestry realm using Earth observation data in forestry. And a job opportunity came up in California at NASA Ames Research Center, so I accepted that position in November of 1980, and from there it's just been a ride through history and through the evolution of remote sensing endeavors and the Earth Science program at NASA headquarters up until today. When I first started at NASA in the early 1980s, I had this idea or concept of being able to monitor fires globally, to look at loss of carbon or the distribution of carbon from fires. And I thought that was an interesting approach to take, is look at global monitoring of fires. I never thought it was possible in early 1980s. And now today it's a reality, and we do it on a daily basis. We operate our Earth observation systems daily to derive daily and multiple times a day Earth observations of wildland fire throughout the entire globe. So that was something I never really anticipated in the early 1980s. I would have liked to have thought it was in the near future, but it ended up to be reality now, and that's how we operate. That's probably one of the most amazing things that I can think of. You know, the processing speed at which we can handle data from the 1980s that we had simplified data systems, simplified analysis systems, computer systems, to be able to do just small scale modeling efforts, to now doing daily global observation of conditions throughout the globe. So the relationship between the fire community, specifically the U.S. Forest Service and NASA, dates back many, many years, dates back to the mid-1970s, when the Remote Sensing Application Center within the U.S. Forest Service, one of the early stages of it, was co-located at NASA Johnson Space Center. That facility actually moved off of NASA Johnson, and moved to Salt Lake City, but NASA continued to engage with the U.S. Forest Service. We had a number of years or a number of collaborative agreements, Space Act agreements, interagency agreements that have expanded over the years, dating from the 1970s on to the current day, where we matured these agreements to collaborate between us on pushing forward the technology development and maturing them so they could be put into operational use within the wildland fire management community, specifically the U.S. Forest Service. So that has all come to fruition finally in probably the last 10 years, where we've matured those relationships and now hold co-meetings together between our two agencies every year, twice a year actually, to promote and advance the capabilities and share the new capabilities that are coming out of our Earth observations community members with those on the fire line and in the fire front and in the fire management community and in the incident command centers to these new emerging technologies. So that relationship that we built over these years has now come to an exciting position where we have the transition of these research to operations components that are coming into use with our partner agencies. And so I think that's the most exciting part of any relationship that you can have between two entities, is to have a research and development arm that's maturing up new concepts and that are being integrated into real life operations for use in supporting wildland fire management in the United States and throughout the world. I guess one of the most exciting things I was ever involved in working with NASA was our NASA-CANA Western States Wildland Fire Imaging Mission. NASA-CANA was an unmanned aircraft system that NASA had just acquired from General Atomics, and we were the first mission to fly on that platform. We integrated a multispectral scanner And our plans were to fly over multiple fires over the western United States, doing all onboard autonomous processing of that sensor data collected on that platform, relaying it to the ground in map-ready format to the incident command centers, and deliver that information within a matter of minutes of acquisition. And do this multiple times over fires throughout the United States, as I said, and over mission lengths that extended out to 24 hours, because the platform was capable of 24-hour missions. That was probably the most exciting time in my life, because it was so groundbreaking. We were the first civilian unmanned aerial vehicle to ever fly freely throughout the national airspace in the United States. And some of my colleagues considered it Wright brother-esque. And so I was kind of proud of that moment, proud of our team that really pulled that together. I didn't do much as far as lead, I just led the team. It was a team effort that was involved a number of different scientists from Ames and NASA, Armstrong, and other research centers collaborating to create this capability to provide this information in real time. And that was really exciting. So we were kind of pioneers in that regard. And that's probably my proudest moment. Second proudest moment, or second most exciting development for me, was really kind of working with NASA headquarters in the Applied Science program. I really saw that that was what I had done my whole career, was working with partner entities. I was really an applications development person and really a communicator with our partners in the fire community for so many years that I saw this as an opportunity to really kind of promote NASA Earth observation tools. And I had the feeling that I had the capabilities to do that based upon my background with working with that applied science community for many, many years. So that was probably my second greatest excitement, or the second greatest thing that really stimulated my interest in continuing on with Earth observation tools with NASA. So what I'm really going to miss in my retirement is the engagement with my partner entities throughout the world. I mean, we've had the capability to work with people throughout the world, not just in the United States, but my colleagues in the fire world, fire and the remote sensing world, from throughout Europe, throughout Latin America. I'm really going to miss the engagement with them. And I plan to stay involved with them in those engagements, in those workshops, and in those seminar series, and in those conferences. I'll just take a different approach to how I engage in that. I'll engage in it as an onlooker, being proud of the advances that we all made and shared together, but looking at that as I developed these friendships over time with these people. And so I'm going to miss that. But I really will stay engaged with all those people anyways. So that's probably the most important thing that you miss, is you don't miss the science necessarily, you miss the engagement with the people that become your friends. They move from being colleagues, scientific colleagues, mentors, to being your friends. And that's what I think I will really miss, is seeing those people kind of every day in my work life, but also engaging with them at international conferences. When I'm not at work, I'm a golf fanatic. And when I'm not a golf fanatic, I enjoy fishing and hunting, fly fishing especially. And I've got a group of former NASA employees that we all get together every year and go on an annual hunting trip to Wyoming. And that's my time away from home for about 2 to 3 weeks. And I really enjoy that, getting out with my colleagues, camping in the wilderness, sitting around the campfire at night, enjoying the friendship of all of us, and enjoying the ability to be out in nature. So what am I going to do when I retire? I don't sit still. I'm not going to be one of those that ever sits still. I enjoy golf, as I said, and I pretty much will probably be playing or practicing, working on my game every day, like I've done for the last 50 years of playing the game. So I enjoy that very much. My wife and I enjoy traveling. And I had a great opportunity to travel when working for NASA. And so that led me to discover all these cool places that I want to revisit with her throughout Europe and the rest of the world. I've had a great opportunity to travel. And so I want to continue that. In line with that, I did have an opportunity a few years ago to join my daughter, my wife, in traveling to Antarctica. So I got to visit the 7th continent, and my 7th continent, and my daughter's 7th continent. What would I tell the new generation of researchers, whether it's in the wildland fire applications field or any field within the Earth observation context? Learn all you can. Be a sponge. Go to seminars, go to workshops, go to conferences. Engage the community. Go in with open mind to everything you hear. Build partnerships. Engage with community members, not just on a professional basis, but on a friendship basis too. I think those are the way relationships really come to fruition, and projects really develop out of those relationships. Look for somebody to mentor you. Ask questions. Constantly ask questions. Never be timid about asking questions of your peers, of people you respect as higher authorities in a subject field. Never be afraid to step up at a conference and ask somebody a question after they've just given a presentation. That's the way you learn. Never be intimidated by people. You might think that professors or somebody with a PhD is above you and that you shouldn't really talk to them. Go and talk to them. Be inquisitive. Always ask questions. Always look for ways of doing things better. Don't just be satisfied with doing just enough work. I guess it comes around to being a sponge. Absorb as much information as you can.